Well, everyone's very quiet.
Everyone is very quiet. So, welcome everyone to a rather strange teaching session. We are not really, we're kind of following the timetable, but not really because we will be here on a Thursday every week instead of just every 2 weeks. And there won't be a session on the Tuesday. This is primarily to make Rich and my life a little bit bearable in a way, and also to give you just a fixed time that you come in and you can talk to us. So this is going to be primarily led by you because, as far as I'm concerned, we've covered enough for you to do your assessment. You know, we've done enough lectures, we've done enough teaching for you all to do well enough in the assessment to pass. So, have you all of you had a remote session already? Let me know. Or is this your first one? Some of you had web, yeah, that's true. Some of you've had web programming. It's your first session. Okay. Was business information systems through WebEx? Yeah, WebEx. Okay.
If you do have a microphone, feel free to just unmute and talk. It will make it easier.
It makes it easier and makes it a bit less weird for us because we're not normally, used to sitting talking into boxes that quietly type back at us.
Speak for yourself. So, shall we tell them about the general changes in the university
Yeah,
while
we
we're
should. We should. So, if you haven't had one of these, I'm under. Oh, sorry. I don't think I should have read that one out. Okay, never mind. Oh, yeah. So, basically, what the university have asked us to do is not just carry on blindly as normal and convert all our stuff into lectures and leave everything as is. That's not the focus of what we're doing here. They've asked us to go back and make sure that our assessment only assesses, the most important parts of the module, and that whether we've already taught you enough now to demonstrate that you can meet the learning outcomes of the module. And I think that we're actually there. I mean, we've had a lot of lectures. We're lucky this is a long, thin unit. And um, you know, you've got enough to be doing your assessment, and we got quite a lot in before we had to be, moved to remote. So there's a couple of issues surrounding there. Um, Obviously, the assessment I've been harping on all year about getting evaluation from real people, and obviously, in the situation right now, you can't do that. Well, you can't do a face-to-face session, and you can't use the usability lab, and you can't do eye tracking because obviously we're supposed to be limiting our social contact. So what you're going to have to do is just not do that kind of evaluation. And when I mark it, I will understand that. Obviously, that not being able to do a particular kind of evaluation because there's a lockdown is a valid reason not to do something. So don't worry from that point if the feedback that you get on your prototypes is only going to be from questionnaires or remote sessions that you do online. That's fine. Is that clear to everyone? Yep. So you need to continue working in your groups. Obviously, I would advise that you do them through Google Meets like this rather than trying to meet up in person because obviously we should be limiting our social contact at the moment.
and if you do use Google Meet, I do suggest you get a microphone, webcam, somehow get one delivered to you. I know that Amazon at the moment are prioritizing things that are not nice fun deliveries. But yeah, if you've got a video on your phone, then it maybe use that.
Yeah. Also, remember that when we mark this and we go through the assessment, we're going to understand that term has been affected by, what's going on right now. So don't expect that you're going to be marked as if nothing had happened. That's of course not going to happen. We've just got to get through it, and that's what we're going to do. So deadlines are likely to be extended by 5 working days. So I'm guessing at the moment that your deadline will move until the following Friday, because it was due on the Thursday, wasn't it? The last Thursday, which was the last day of term. So it'll be the following Friday, because Friday is a bank holiday.
So the other thing that you might want to know is that for other units, the exam period is not going to go ahead as normal. In all likelihood, if restrictions are being lifted by then, we will be running exams during what was the referral and deferral period, which is in mid to late June. So it's possible that if you have got modules that have exams, they might have exams then, but that will only happen if the module coordinator has not found a way to assess you with coursework. If you are required to have exams and it's not possible to have exams at that point, the exam period is likely to move to September, to be between the 1st and the 11th of September. And that will then get everybody ready for going into the next year. The other thing you need to know is that from next year, as a special measure for this, it will be possible to trail a unit that you have failed. So you will be able to be working on your final year whilst also completing second year studies if you have failed something. So the university has made all sorts of changes to enable this to go as smoothly as possible. So the key message is not to worry. We've got an awful lot in hand. We're doing an awful lot of work behind the scenes to make it all work. And we've all got, at the moment, enough food to last us until tomorrow, so that's okay. Oh, hello, Joel. Is that a ceiling I can see in Joel's thing? It's great the things we see on this.
Yes. I've never
hopefully that's kind of useful in terms of explaining what's happening from the assessment perspective and what the university governance are doing to change things. The aim is obviously to keep the validity of the assessments, but also to recognise that there are strange circumstances. Alex has gone.
Who's gone?
Alex.
Oh. So do we have any questions about the assessment? Any groups that need advice?
So the way these sessions will work is we will be here, and we're allocating the 2 hours. We've got the technology to talk to you, so please turn up with your questions from your groups in order to get the questions answered, so that you can continue working.
Now, it's not the time to be frightened of speaking in front of everyone else or us or anything like that. There's just no need for it.
Yeah, just turn your microphone on and say hello.
I've had a really good question here about whether you need to do your presentation or your demo for your prototypes, or whether you just hand them in. The short answer is I haven't decided. That will become clearer after the 3-week Easter break, but you can certainly demo them online or record them. So like my options are to scrap the demos and you just hand it in, which actually gives you less opportunity for feedback on them, because I won't have seen them before you submit it. Or you make a recording of you using your high fidelity prototype and you email that to me, or however we put it in Google Drive. That means I have to sit and watch them all, and there's no interactivity between the two of us, or we do live demos on here in the weekly session. So those are the options, and just let me know which one that you feel best doing.
Right, I'm going to do a quick straw poll here.
Mm-hmm.
Use the use the technology. So what you've got to do is give me a thumbs up on one of these two.
Or a recorded demo.
The problem with the recorded demo, of course, is that you've got to learn how to record it and get it all mixed.
Yeah.
So thumbs up on one of those each, please.
No, use the thumbs up. Don't yeah.
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 Not lots of different reactions. Do thumbs up only, so then we get a count. Well, there's only 20 people in the room, and we've got 17s. So
Yes. Well, the other lot, once they get into usability, can also vote, but it looks like I prefer no demo. Is that just because you think it'll be less work? You're going for the easiest option. It's a risky strategy.
in our final year projects, one of the things we do when the project is handed in is that we do have a demo where the student has to demonstrate their work, because it's so much easier for the assessor to look at the work that's in the printed form once they already know what it is. Once they've had it explained to them, they don't then look at it with such a fiercely critical eye, because they're reading it and they're recognizing it rather than having to interpret all the words. So it means that your writing doesn't have to be as clear. So often a demo can help from that perspective. Oh, that's interesting. If you unclick the thumbs up that you have on one, you can then put it onto a different one as well. So you can change your mind.
Changing our mind is what makes us human.
Oh, people are changing their mind.
So an interactive demo would work just like this. So you connect to Rich or me through Google Meet, and there's a button in your Google Meet, if you have a look at it, that says present now, and that will show you your desktop. And then you'd, broadcast your desktop to the conversation, and you just go through your prototype there.
Here's a quick example of an interactive demo. So hopefully you can see my Slack screen. Can you see that?
We can.
Matt, can you see my Slack screen at the
Yes, we
moment?
can. Yes, we can.
Great. There you go. So I can show you things. I can talk about it. I can be on my microphone. Matt can be on his microphone. You can get all of you on your own microphones with one of you sharing a screen. You can say, look, we can see here, here's the green dots. That shows us all the people that are in the chat at the moment. Here's all the channels that we've got going, etc. And then at some point you hit stop sharing and you go back to it just being a normal presentation. So you can do that with a deck of slides. If you want to show us slides as well, you can do it with a document. You can do it with anything.
If some people don't want to do a demo, would it still be possible for us that do want to do a demo to get some feedback from you if possible? That's a lot of ifs, but yes. I think if you want to do a demo, let's do one, and if you don't, then no big deal. Just bear in mind that if you don't do a demo, you're basically dropping some marks because you won't be able to fix the things I find problems with by the time you hand it in. Yeah, so there's some sort of demo has it. So we'll do those after Easter. So there'll be I'm going to do one more video lecture next week, hopefully with Emma or um, his name has escaped me, Ian, from the cybersecurity lot. So that should be quite interesting. We'll run it through here, and after that, I think we've covered enough content, and we can just focus on getting you your assessment done and the last bits of evaluation done and it submitted. And then you can focus on your other modules, as it's a very strange time to be alive in. Okay, so I haven't heard any other questions, so we'll end this session here. Rich and I will be around on the chat, so if anybody wants to talk to us, they can do that. We can just talk to you either directly through Slack or through another private meet session. But yeah, thanks for turning up today, and that's what's going on, and that's the plan for what we're going to do in the future.
And if you have questions in advance of next week's session that you just think I mustn't forget it, feel free to just stick them in this channel. And if we can get to them in the meantime, we will.
Yep. Okay. Oh,
Brilliant.
Connor's just joining us. Hi, Hi, Connor.
Okay, bye everyone.
Bye, Connor. Be on. I'll put a recording of this online, but yeah, be on time. Otherwise, you might miss the call.
Yeah, so Google do allow us to make recordings of these things, but at the moment it's taking a few days for the recordings to become available because obviously the number of people that are doing this has ramped up significantly, and Google don't have the capacity to record everything and transcode it quickly. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yep, and so speak to you all soon, and remain indoors.
All right. See you later.
Bye for now.
Bye.